Boys only. Welcome back to 2 for S podcast, where we document the rise and stardom of Winnipeg's talent and personality. Is #1 podcast in Winnipeg. Thank you so much for the love. I don't know when this goes out, but
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's awesome.
We're coming off like we're still on it. I don't know if I can say we're coming off of it, but it's a good little streak that we going on here. Like,
it's awesome. It's awesome to see people.
Last 2 episodes have been good.
It's awesome to see people liking the content, loving it, sharing it.
That's what we're here for. That's what we strive for. But yeah, we just came off of like a brainstorming session right now, and it's kind of weird because I have like a little goosebumps of the ideas that are good. Like we have some big things coming.
Maybe.
But then again, remember that last episode where I was like, big things coming and there's nothing coming. So. Yeah.
A lot of times when people say, yo, I got big things coming, usually they're not coming.
Yeah.
So who knows? You know, the power of brainstorming, which we just realized, damn.
It's insane.
You put 4 to 5 minds together. You come up with a lot of good things.
That's how it's done, man. Like, think about it. Like, most of the first thing we learn in engineering design, first year engineering school, is they make us do this exercises in every design class. It's you have 30 minutes. Like, that's all you need, 30 to 15 minutes. Even 15 minutes is the most effective time. You got a group of like 5 to like even 3 people, right? Or even 2. All you do is, okay, you hit a timer and you're like, you have to set the rules. You have to be like, okay, no judgment whatsoever. Like, this idea is, if someone says, oh yeah, we're going to fly to the moon, you're not going to be like, come on, man. No, that's a valid idea.
Yeah.
And then you build off of that. Someone's going to be like, oh, Elon Musk. Then we contact like Neuralink, then we contact SpaceX. Like, you keep on build off of each other's ideas. That's how problems get solved. That's how ideas get generated. Mm-hmm. Power of brainstorming is insane.
I think so. Yeah. You have an idea. The other person sees something in a different view.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't think of, oh, this could be an issue. That could be an issue. I think, yeah, we just experienced it right now.
It's like the idea of building off of one another, like increasing the frequency every time. Mm-hmm. And it's like you get closer and closer and closer. And then it's like, boom.
Yeah, when you get it, the energy in the room is.
Yeah.
I wonder what the energy in the room was like when, I don't know, let's say like Elon Musk figured out like, oh, Tesla works. Yeah. Or the Falcon rockets, like they failed the first 2-3 times.
Yep.
And like the third or the fourth one landed. Like imagine the energy in that room.
Yep.
Like
insane.
That would be good energy to feel.
Yeah. Like, imagine you're working for something for so long and it finally pays off. Like, bro, after failure, you keep going, you keep pushing, and then it sticks.
Yeah, that's gotta feel nice.
And then it's like revolutionary. It's not like you're just doing it for one time. You're changing the course of humanity, because that's opened up space flight. Like, come on, that's insane, man.
Yeah.
So,
do you think like, well, I assume the answer is yes, but like, let's take like Steve Jobs' Apple days, when he, or Jeff Bezos' Amazon days, when they're just in their, 2x, or I don't know the dimensions, but like in their small apartment, like
garages,
coming up with ideas and be like, yo, I'm gonna make a laptop that has an apple on the back, and you can like type and it says the word hello world or hello or something, right?
Yeah.
And like, partners are like, are you good? Like, what? No, that's not how it works. Or he's like, I want to make a thin, like a flat screen. No, man, all the computers and TVs are fat.
Yeah.
You cannot make a thin screen TV. Like, those are things like we now take for granted, because it's like, I'm not using a fat TV anymore.
Yeah.
But like, I'm don't you think like if we knew what we knew now back then, it would be like just so much easier to come up with things? Like if you went to Newton back then and be like, yo, I guess this thing called gravity. Mate would be like, yo, damn. I think the simplest thing is to us now.
Yeah.
Back then, like if we traveled back in time, we'd be popping, bro. We'd be popping.
We would, but then like think about it, like Newton and all of them, they didn't get their ideas accepted then at their time. Yeah. So they had to like, unfortunately, sacrifice themselves for their ideas to be like lived, like Newton's law of gravity. I don't think it was accepted like when he was bringing that up or whatever. Like there's so many, like Aristotle, like Einstein,
the
like
flat earth world. Yeah. Or the earth is the center of the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was,
So like when those kind of ideas bring up, like where you're going beyond where like people are going right, you're going left, like those ideas are not accepted at the time, and then people realize, yo, he was onto something. And bringing back to like that Steve Jobs Apple guy, like imagine when Steve Jobs pitched Apple for the first time. That person lost out on $1 trillion. He's probably sitting in his bedroom. Yeah. He's like, damn.
Yeah.
Same thing as Bitcoin. The people that didn't believe in it, now they're crazy money. It's the same thing.
Yeah. That's true. I'm thinking like the basic stuff, like, you know, like fans.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when the people used to use like those things, but imagine you went back, you're like, hey, you just take this motor, you just put it in there and put a couple propellers on it. People would have gone nuts. Bro.
Right.
You sell that thing for like $1
$1
million if the currency matches up, you know? To
inflation back then would be like $1, I think.
Yeah, maybe, right? Like to a pharaoh who like, you know, has like servants who are fanning him or her, right?
That's insane.
Like you would be popular. You'd be like, oh, that's the guy who discovered the fan. That's the guy. That's my guy. I need a fan connect. I'm like, I don't know. This is like basic stuff, but like
True for Rise Fan Company. Insert right now. Let's go.
Like basic stuff, mate. But like,
no, that or fascinates me. Like, think about it. Like this mic, right? Each component of the mic, like think about these screws that are holding it together from the stand. Like this was all invented by humans, but how did we come up with it? Yeah. Like was someone just be like, yo, I'm talking, but what if I could like record it? You know? How do I record it? How do you capture that? Yeah. How do you know like, oh, you could pick up voices, frequencies, and like waves that are coming off your sound.
Like it went from writing to like let's just try.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Like think about it. Like
popping. I don't know. Yeah.
Like people just come off that brainstorming. They're like, yo, what if I could like, you know, come up with a device that reads the frequency, translates it to like a signal, like then you get like dishes coming out. I don't know. It's insane.
What about like a zipper, bro? Like imagine they didn't have zippers. Like, you know, like a zipper, a basic zipper, my guy. Like one of these. One of these. They used to have buttons before. This is dumb, but like anyway.
Still.
You know, that's the guy. Yo, that's my clothing guy. He gets the zippers done for me. Like
as a clothing plug.
Yeah, you know, the pharaoh's hitting us up. You know? I don't know. I think about those things sometimes.
I just think about innovation, like just where we've developed from and where we are now as a society. Like that's crazy to me. Like I
where are we going?
Yeah,
where are we going? Like we talk about this a lot, but yeah, where are we going?
I don't know, man. Like. I just sit in bed sometimes, like at night, and I'm like, yo, how did we like come up with a bed? Like we used to sleep on the dirt, you know? Like how do we know? How do we know what a mattress feels like? How do we know? I don't know. Those are a lot of questions. I don't have the answers.
I think we could probably relate it back to like similar stuff, like what we do with the podcast. Like, you know, the first one wasn't great.
Yeah.
But then you get better each time. So maybe the first bed or first whatever project that was, first Apple computer, first whatever, wasn't great. But, you know, a week goes by, a month goes by, you change one thing. You change a thing here, you change a thing there, and then now all of a sudden, like, you know, the bed can tell you how long you slept. You know that? There's, like, beds that
that's
you
crazy.
Just, like, sleep, and it tells you, like, your sleep patterns, like, heat maps. I'm like, it's too much, man. Just, like, sleep. Just go to sleep. Top 10 inventions that changed the world. Nice. Director retake pulling out the camera.
Let's do it.
Shout out to
the wheel, man.
livescience.com. Oh, the wheel, of course.
Of course.
One of the classics, you know?
Yeah.
They talk about Drake's Views being a classic. This is this is way better than that.
Yeah, so before the invention of the wheel in 3500 BC.
Scroll down a little bit.
Hold on, I can't. Humans who are limited to how much we could support travel overland. The wheel itself was not the most difficult part of the inventing the wheel. While it came down to connect, now moving part.
So, yeah, you think about it. That's like simple stuff, bro.
Yeah. Well,
to us.
Right now.
So if you went back and you're like, yo, I got this thing. You stick it's a rod and you put a little axle on it. You can go a little faster.
Yeah.
What? That'd be nuts. And the people keep saying, yo, don't reinvent the wheel. Mate, this person did, whoever did that.
But yeah, think about it. Like you go from wood wrapped around metal to like rubber, then you figure out, oh yeah, you need a little friction on the road, otherwise you're gonna be sliding off the roads. And then you figure out, okay, maybe I can pump tire instead of like actual full out rubber and wood.
Yeah.
And like then you figure out like the the strength of like the rim and like how to design it, and like the bigger the wheel, the more distance you're gonna travel in one rotation.
Small changes, right? Just like, hey, this one worked. Maybe it doesn't look that great. Let's just change it like slightly, like here.
Yeah,
Change this one there, and like
that's crazy.
the wheel's one of the classics. You know, you can't go wrong with that. Have you seen the wheels where it's like a square wheel?
No.
It's a square wheel, but it only works if the road is like
Square.
no, cut out, or it has little like hooves in it, like this.
Oh, like a gear kind of.
Yeah, there's a video from like a science museum that I'll try to find. But it's like a square, and then each time the wheel can roll, but it's a square wheel. You think, oh, it's gonna stop. It requires a lot of force. But if the road is built that way, each crevice it works. So
imagine no potholes.
I mean, it would work great in Winnipeg because our roads are already like that. But like,
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, come on, Winnipeg, where's the jig jags in the road? You know,
square wheels. Good year.
What is this? Is that a nail? Yeah.
Is that a nail?
The nail.
Oh, it does say the nail. Yeah, I can't read.
That doesn't look. A tail or
no
something.
offense, but that does not look like innovation. All three photos look the same to me. Do they not? But again, something holds something together.
Yeah, that's smart.
You know,
I don't know how much like that revolutionized like the what is that industry called?
Construction.
Is that what? Yeah, okay. That's what I was gonna say.
say.
I lost my words there, man. It's a little early in the morning, but yeah, like that changed how materials was held together. From that came the screw.
Wow. Simple machines. Grade 5 or grade 6 or whatever we did. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much. I don't know much to talk about the nail, but like
yeah. Let's keep going here.
The compass.
Oh,
honestly, never used one.
The idea, like, okay, there's this whole thing, like, you have to find like true north and like magnetic north when you're using a compass. I'm like, how do we know what true north is? Like, bro, what person decided that's north, that's west, that's east?
Yeah, isn't west always east and east always west if the Earth keeps rotating?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was like, how did we figure out like if you can figure out the direction that you're going by like the sun, and like, oh, I don't know if this is right or not. I'm not a compass guy, but like, you look at the north, like, oh, if the sun's over top, it's like 12 o'clock noon.
Yeah,
you're going north, like, you know.
And then people also assume that like, you know, North America's in the north, but what if like it's upside down in like in the space or wherever? Like, how do you really know?
Like what guy came up with never eat soggy wieners? That's
okay. That's a news. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
well, also the news. Do you know news stands for north, east, west, south? Because it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to whoever branded the news, but like smart play. They were like, okay, we want to cover everything in the world. What covers everything? Smart play. Yeah, never use a compass. You ever find yourself using compass? Like, let's say you need to get somewhere. You're going to pull out Google Maps, not like the compass.
I'm not. Maybe in the woods sometimes I'll be like, okay, yeah, what direction am I heading? But I have no idea why I pull it out. Like,
can you do it now? Like, do you know sitting right here which way north is?
No way.
No? Does anybody know? Which way is north? Retic saying that way.
South is that way, right? Because we come from the south.
Let's pull out a compass.
Yeah, south is definitely to my...
Also, shout out to Apple for making the... Which way you think south is?
Like behind you.
According to this compass, you're wrong. South is that way. North is this way.
Okay, yeah.
East is where the camera is, and then west is towards the TV. Also, it's on our phone now. Like, imagine, like, you know?
Yeah. That makes sense. Maybe, I don't know. I thought south would be that way. Like, over here somewhere, right? Because...
South? Yeah, well, now you're pointing in the same right direction. Yeah, south is that way. North.
But, like, we come from the south. Like... Our areas.
We up from the south, bro. That's where we come from. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
so then, yeah, bleep that out. That's why I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah. Bleep that.
But yeah, like we come from the south, so it would, I don't know, maybe.
This thing also tells me our elevation, 780 feet above sea level. Wow. Yeah, again, never use a compass. So
like, how do we measure that, bro? What datum is that?
How do you know that? Yeah.
Like, we know that 95% of the sea is not even explored. That's what they say.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, good. Oh, that's you know.
Yeah.
Can never say I used one, but like, you know, good for whoever did figure that out.
Think about the printer, bro.
The printing press, yeah. Getting news out.
Well, like back then they had like templates, right? Like they would like it was an actual press, like where they would like I don't know if you like I go off of like Peaky Blinders where like they have like metal. It's kind of like printing a t-shirt, graphic t-shirt now, where they would have like they just slap on ink on a paper and you kind of just go and press it. Like that's all you do.
Yeah.
But then we go into like laser printers now. Like we don't even have to insert ink. It just like.
Are they talking about the printer, or you think they're talking about like just the expression of news? Like
I think they're talking about the printer.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Let's read it. The rapid creation of large quantities of metal movable type. Others types of inventors have developed a mobile. Oh yeah, maybe they are talking about ink. I don't never mind. Yeah. But
because like think about it, like even a printer now, like how like you can just scan a paper and it prints an identical paper to you. Like,
yeah, do you ever understand faxing?
No,
I don't understand. Fax.
Like, what is a fax? I don't know.
I know how to use a fax because I've done a fair bit of faxing.
But it's like, is it like a messenger?
I don't understand how it works, mate. Okay, so your printer's hooked up to something else, and you have a printer fax machine. They used to be different, but now there's and now they come in the same thing. And then somebody else has a printer/fax machine. So you put your paper through there, and somehow it cuts all the way to someone else, and it prints out on their printer.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how that works, to be honest. I really don't.
I thought it was like a messenger, like, like, oh, here's my fax number, like 204, like.
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought it was a messenger thing.
No.
Because, like.
It's not a social media network. Yeah, it goes through phone numbers, but that's linked to your fax machine. But in order to fax something, it's usually a piece of paper. You fax someone.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's
I don't
crazy.
know how it works, to be honest.
You could be across the world and it, like.
Yeah, anybody who's like over 30 are like, what are these kids talking about? But
yeah, I have no idea, bro. I grew up in an environment where like if you wanted to print something, you scan Adobe Scan. Not sponsored by Adobe, but
yeah,
it's a perfect.
See, I've used a fax machine. I just don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know the whole concept behind that. I've never had to use a fax machine.
Yeah, but
like I don't even think it exists anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not many people use it. Not many people. Yeah, doctors do. That's the only reason
that makes sense, right? Like, imagine you're across.
But they could also, like, do it. You just send them a text, right? You send them a photo, send them a PDF, an email. Like, why are you still using faxes?
Think about it. If you're across the world doing surgery, across the world.
Yeah. You're just going to wait for a fax machine?
Fax is pretty fast.
Yeah.
But it's like faster than an email.
Like imagine having to type an email saying like this person just had is in the middle of a heart transplant and like you're typing an email.
Yeah, but you still gotta type that up to send the fax.
Or imagine like you could just send their whole health profile just in a matter of seconds. It's already printed out. All you gotta do is just scan it. And gone.
I guess so. I still think Instagram DM would be way quicker.
Just in the middle, yo, let me. You have an open heart surgery, but let me just check my DM real quick. Oh yeah, you lost. Yeah. You got shot in the heart or something.
Would it not be quicker? I don't know. You can talk to anyone around the world through an Instagram DM, can you not?
But not everyone's on Instagram though.
Yeah, but if the doctor and it's like both of you guys are know that okay, we're using Instagram as our sole.
You want your doctor. You're in an open heart surgery. You want your doctor to be checking DMs.
First of all, why is my doctor need? Like my doctor should be able to do it themselves. No offense to the doctor. All right, continue.
The piston was the engine. The combustion engine. First we had steam engines. We use like coal and stuff, which is pretty sick. You remember those trains where you like scoop coal in there? You got steam.
People could also argue this was also a bad invention.
How?
Because look at all the fossil fuels now.
True.
You know, we had a organic chemistry prof who said the person who invented fossil fuels and a way to use like oil and gasoline as a way of transport at the time got a Nobel Peace Prize for that. Yeah. But now
they got it taken away.
Now it's like,
But like we wouldn't be anywhere close to where transportation is now without it. Mm-hmm. Like this revolutionized. We used to take animal. Like I remember this when I was back in my village. We didn't have a car. We had like a scooter. Mm-hmm. That was like probably like, that's the only thing we had. But then we had bikes. Yep. We also had like animals that will like, you put like a little, what is it called? Like, I don't know, trailer behind them. Yeah, uh-huh. And then you just like, for example, where you come
Like a
from,
horse,
farming background, right?
horse,
Like you just
buffalo,
get like a
yeah.
buffalo to pull you around.
Yeah.
It's the scariest thing because when they like get stuck in, we had a river,
Yeah.
so like you can't take them across the bridge, so you got to take them in the actual river.
Mhm.
They would stop, they got stuck, like
Yeah.
or like sometimes they would like stop moving, and the only way to get them out was like, yo, let's go.
Keep going.
But the little 5-year-old me, I'm like scared to death.
Mhm.
I jump off the thing, I run towards the village. I'm like, we need out. And my
Yeah.
dad's like, chill out, bro, I got this.
Yeah.
And then by the time I bring like my grandpa and stuff back, he's already out.
They're
Like,
experts, yeah.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
but that reminds me of like, yeah, that changed everything. Now you don't even have to like, you just
don't think
toss
about
it
it.
in
You
the
don't think
Jeep.
about it.
Yeah,
You just
you toss it on the motorcycle and
press the start button. Or
it starts.
turn the key.
Yeah.
Next. Solid.
But it also sucks because in the winter, like when your car doesn't start, that's like the worst thing ever.
And gas prices, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with those.
Like right now, this morning, my car went.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, let's try to get. And then I finally went.
Nice. Those exact sounds.
Exactly. I put that in. Yeah.
The telephone.
Yeah. That's
Classic.
That's crazy.
All these are classic. but-
Yeah. But imagine back then, like, you had to like pull one connection and then put it into the other one. Like
I don't
you would like, I don't know. Back then, it was like from what I see on the TV shows, you dial a number and they'd be like, "Yo, can you pass me to like Avenue or something like
Oh,
that?"
yeah. Uh-huh.
And then they were like, "Yeah, hold on 1 second." Boom, boom. And you start talking.
Telephone. Or there used to be like telephone company places,
Yeah.
like where you could only go to that place to like call
Exact-
someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're an interesting place because anybody who's younger than us probably has no idea
No
what,
idea what
what
we're
or
talking about.
rotary phones or anything.
Yeah.
But anybody who's older who's listening to us, because we do have some of the older audience,
Yeah.
they're like, "Yo, I remember those days."
Yeah.
Even though we don't know much about it, but we were like still in that like still transition phase right there. So
But like, imagine that you had to memorize every single number.
Mhm.
Like, you had to be like 204, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? But now it's like, yo, I can't even recall like anyone's number except for my dad's. Like that's the one thing I remember.
I know a couple. I think I know yours.
Don't call me, please.
Obviously. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like, imagine I can. Yeah, I can't recall. Like, maybe what does yours start with? 86? No, 9. No.
Go ahead, call me. I'm just kidding. The telephone.
Yeah, that's crazy inventions. What's the next one here? The
Light
light bulb.
What is that? Graham? Alexander Graham? Or did he do the phone?
I don't know.
It probably
Wasn't it
says-
Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison. Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas. But apparently he like took it from Albert Einstein.
Oh, I don't know.
So like I don't know if like what the whole theory is, but like yeah, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein. Apparently Albert Einstein is the actual one who invented it, but I'm not sure.
They got beef going on.
Probably it probably says it here.
Yeah, Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison,
Does not
invention of the light bulb, but like because he created function.
It does not mention Albert Einstein. Maybe those guys got beef. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a conspiracy theory or something, but
Maybe.
yeah, Thomas had like
Light
imagine
bulb.
man like a
Light
light bulb.
I mean, simple stuff, right? Well, now.
But think about it. How are you gonna capture like light? Like like
It used to be fire. Fire. I lit a candle this morning. It was
yeah.
Fire. I felt like caveman. I felt like,
Yeah.
like, damn.
But then think about it. You got a light bulb. Like, bro, you could light up. Like, if you had a light bulb, you were probably like, yo, this guy's like balling. Like back then.
How does that even work? Well, as you do know.
You just
It's
like,
electricity. We did a couple units in that.
but still, like
Current, amp.
you
V,
could just.
IR.
I wonder how like he did it. Like, cause remember in like, his class when like grade 11 physics, because we were all in the same class. Remember he had that thing where like he had a magnetic field and you like spin it around and it would like turn on the light bulb. I swear we
Maybe.
messed up. That's what we.
Do you remember that? We had that big ball, the
static electricity one.
Electromagnet.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
Where you like put your feet and then like. Yeah.
We'll find it.
I think it's called electrovendor. No.
Oh, vendor. Yeah, it start with V. Start with V.
Vanderfield. No.
Vanderwalls. No.
No.
Who knows? Okay, well, I don't know.
Something along those lines.
We'll figure it out.
But no, yeah, like I think it's just like imagine like static. And you touch something, you see the light. Like for example, at night,
You do.
my blankets. Like I move my blanket, and then it's like.
Chewing.
Yeah, like the whole static electricity and lights up the whole room.
Yeah.
So imagine electric current, man. That's crazy.
Light bulb. Shout out light bulb.
What is this?
Penicillin. Yes. revolutionized. Well, I know a lot about this because I'm in microbiology, and we talk about it a lot. But revolutionized the way that antibiotics work, the way that medicine works, the ability for a microorganism that's just maybe crawling around anywhere to create something that has healing powers, that's able to fight off other infections. Used for so many things. But also another caveat to this is the person who actually created it also figured out like antibiotic resistance during that time as well. There's like things that go back. This is getting on science and nerdy, but because antibiotic resistance is like one of the things. Because if the viruses or bacteria keep getting evolving, and you keep taking antibiotics, your body's not going to fight off the same thing. So whoever this guy is, I forgot his name, but he was actually documented. He was able to see that there was antibiotic resistance, and it's a major player in hospitals and any bacteria and stuff like that. So
that's why like some of my not like.
Sorry, Tim.
I don't always take medicine when it's like, like antibiotics. I try not to take it as much because I don't want my body to like develop.
Sure. I'm not
resistance to it.
I'm not no doctor, but this is just what I've learned.
No, but like it's a fact because like I don't know if like my family always says this. Like my grandpa's a big believer. Is like, yo, if you have a headache or like you have a fever, like don't get any unless you're like actually deathly ill. Like go get an antibiotic. But like if you're complaining about a little headache, like you're gonna take a medicine. Come on, man.
I mean, it depends on the person. Like if you look back in the day, then there was absolutely nothing. But now if we have the resources, there's pros and cons on both sides. But
exactly,
it is what it is.
Revolutionary.
For medicine especially, penicillin was huge. There's a lot of other things as well, but medicine was one of the penicillin and antibiotic resistance one of the things. Continue. These are good. It's a good list. It's a good list.
Yeah.
You can't mention a list without the internet, right?
Like
that was recent too.
Like
in terms of like the entire world.
Like this whole like idea with signals and stuff doesn't make sense to me, man. Like maybe I'm just not on the right
Radio
frequency.
waves.
No pen.
Good one. That's a good one.
But yeah, like I don't know, man.
Who invented the internet? That's not a good one. Is there a person? Lawrence Roberts? No.
Lawrence Roberts. It's always Lawrence and Roberts, eh?
Yeah, that guy, man.
That was invented.
I have no idea who you are. Robert Kahn. I'm just reading names. Harry R. Lewis. No, these are books.
The technology.
I think it was probably a group of people who just came up with it at the most similar time. I don't think there's one individual person who came up with the internet.
It comes back to the same thing, man. Like one person starts the initial idea, then they just keep building off and perfecting it.
I think the same thing with Web3 and everything as well. The metaverse things, similar thing. Solid list of things. What's something that's maybe not on the list that you think is like a cool invention? Maybe not cool, like revolutionary, but something that's like, damn, I'm surprised that exists, or how did we come up with that?
That's a
should have been prepared for that question.
Yeah,
but,
put me on the spot here.
Technology is definitely a cool thing,
Yeah, but I think
I think Siri's sick.
Siri?
Yeah. I just like
AI.
Yeah, Siri, AI, the Google Home thing. Oh, I'll tell you a story. So, Google Home's always listening to you if you have the thing on.
100%.
So weird. But like, me and my mom were talking and all of a sudden Google goes, sorry, could not find that information. I'm like, mate, I didn't even activate you by saying, hey, Google.
Yeah. Don't talk to me when you're not spoken to,
Yeah, it's going to be weird when those AI, start having, I think we talked about this before as well in one of our technology world episodes, but when AI or these Google or Siri start having feelings, Alexa, like imagine if you asked Siri in an aggressive way, she responded in an aggressive way, and like humanizes her a little bit. You're like, hey Siri, like you're just in a bad mood. You're like, Siri, tell me the weather right now, and she's like, okay, fine. The weather is blah blah blah, and just like sarcastic, like that's when it's gonna be like, yo, sorry, fam, I didn't mean to do that.
I think artificial intelligence is insane.
I also the person whose voice is Siri, like that is such a Siri voice.
Yeah,
they nailed that.
But like, how do you know what a Siri's voice? Like, imagine like you're like, I don't know, casting for a Siri voice.
Apparently they had that in the plans. I don't know if this is true or I read this somewhere. It was just made up in my memory, but they casted that for like many years. I don't want to put a number because I don't know if it was 2 or 4 or 6 or 10 years, but it was just one person. Just there's an actual person who sounds like that, or is an accent, or
That's
you know.
sick.
But
Oh yeah, these are crazy. Yeah. Like, look at this, man. Like, imagine those
they're
things running
coming. They're coming. Oh, no.
like, imagine that's the next police. Like, imagine getting chased by that thing. You're not beating it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, look at the parkour it's doing. Like, it's gonna be 10 times faster, and like you can, bro, it literally like
That's a human. That's you can't say.
yeah. Like, look at it. There's 2 at a time, bro. It has better balance than me.
Imagine if these guys have to work out too. Like they gotta work on their thing. You just
Yeah.
go on a jog and you see one of these guys just like.
Running. Hey, neighbor. Yeah, like, imagine. Look at that. Look at that vertical on that. Jeez. That's like
weird.
oh
no.
that
No, it's over. It's over. I call it right now.
no the whole
It's
motion though, like with
It's
their
over.
hands and stuff too. Like, it's the exact same of how a human would do it. That's what's scary.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. I'm like
Like,
we're
bro,
done. We're done.
you see these things on the street?
I can't even do a backflip.
Yeah, you're done.
Hey,
I can't do anything.
you gonna compete with that? No way.
They're gonna be stealing your chicks, man. Come
No
on.
way. No way.
Yeah, you're not competing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Imagine those are the things that police, and you commit a crime. There's no way you're getting away from those things.
You think those are hackable?
100%. 100%. I think everything is hackable. Crazy story. Like,
Did you get hacked?
no, I didn't get hacked, but like, it's about Elon Musk and talking about invention. Apparently, there was, I don't know if it was a recent story, but some 19-year-old hacked into his plane. And
Didn't hack.
no?
No. So it's public information,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
You know, the Air Force
Right.
information,
Yeah.
or you can see aviation controls.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
using it like against him. He was saying like, I can track your plane. I know where you're going. I'm gonna send this to the wrong people, and they're gonna mess with you. He's like, okay. Elon's like, okay, how much do I gotta pay you to not do that? And he was like, I want like what, 50K or something
It was
like that.
50K at a Tesla Model 3
Yeah.
and an internship.
Yeah, and he got all of those things.
No, he didn't.
No, wait, he got a Tesla though.
No.
Elon was like, no, I swear that.
I don't think so. You
No.
can't blackmail Elon Musk. it
But
didn't happen.
I think he did give him like.
So
a
he
Tesla.
responded. He was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, don't do this. I'll give you 5K."
Yeah.
Elon said, "I'll give you 5K to stop doing this."
Okay.
It's public information. Like anybody who like you go onto aviation control, you can see every plane anywhere. He just found a way to like make it more accessible,
Mhm.
right? It's not like he did anything technically illegal, right? The information's all there.
Yeah.
But then so he turned down 5,000 and he wanted 50,000 and thing, and I think Elon just left him on red. But the thing is, he did an interview, the guy, the 19-year-old kid, whoever, which is very bold for you to do an interview.
Yeah.
But he also said he's gonna go after Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. I'm like, brother, like
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah, watch your news,
you're
man.
just messing with the wrong people.
Yeah.
I'd like maybe I don't know. You know, I would assume everybody's nice and loving and wouldn't. But that does come to like a privacy concern.
Yeah.
If
It's
you're
scary.
if you're that big and people know where you are, sometimes you don't really want people knowing where you are
Yeah.
at all times. But again, it's public information, so there's a little like it's a little gray area, like how public is too public, and if you go after these billionaires,
They're protected though, man.
they're protected. But I also think they got connections. Like
yeah. They got some serious bro, like you can
maybe who knows? Actually, I don't know.
I definitely think what they show in the movies is semi like real. Like
There's a level of power.
yeah, there's
So what you do with that power, I don't know. But that's
great power comes great responsibility. And on that note, I think this is the perfect way to end off the podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe, like. We're live every Tuesday morning at 11:30 a.m. on the UMFM radio station, 101.5 FM, on all streaming platforms. And until next time, peace.